I'm talking about the emergence of Kolu and the drama around all of the tribunals, the courts that are looking into all the cases. The drama that happened in Kaduna is even different from all other dramas you have witnessed. We have seen where the tribunal have rejected the position of an institution authorized to issue certificates on a particular service in Nigeria, and they said somebody who never got their certificates. And when they came out and said, we didn't give him the certificates, they said, well, it doesn't matter. The certificate is original, even if it's fake. Okay? We have seen places where the tribunal have given ridiculous judgment, and we have also seen where the tribunal judges had to run away and deliver their judgment through the Zoom or through Zoom. You see that one that happened in Kaduna? It is a travesty, confusion. And right now, those who received the judgment are still explaining. Once inshallah, when you meet APC, well, what is that Kaduna judgment? Who is the winner? Of course, now the court said we won. The court declared me winner. When you meet APC, when you meet people destroying people from that same Kaduna, what do you think about that Kaduna judgment? Who won? My brother, now PDP, because the tribunal thrown out the, what do you call it? The defense of the APC governor, Ubasani. So what is now the final judgment? Baba, I don't know. I'll tell you. It is the ridiculous stage and then, what do you call it? Destructive state that the Nigerian judiciary has come to, by the way. But let me explain something to you. What happened? They have three members of the panel of the judiciary, of the tribunal. So each judge or each member of the tribunal will write their own judgment based on the argument and everything in the case that they actually kind of sat over. Now, what usually happens is this. It is either the three of them or all the members of the tribunal, their judgment will come same way, which means they will rule, rule the same way, which is like throw the case out. Oh, approve the prayers. But in a case whereby the tribunal judges, they have different opinions about the case and they write their judgment based on that, then to now go into voting. So when you have three, it simply means if one writes a judgment that says PDP has no case, and the second one says PDP had case, and Ubasani should be removed, that is tight. So to have a breaker, the third judge, if his own judgment says Ubasani should be left alone, a 1, that will now be 2-1 judgment. Here you get. So if the two of them say, if two says PDP proved their case, they won, and the third person says no, they didn't, so it's going to be 2-1. So the judgment will come accordingly. So what happened in Kaduna Judgment Tribunal? I'll tell you as much as I understand though. Two judges who are called members of the tribunal, okay? I use judges for them because they are those who determine the cases. They are not necessarily judges, but one of them is a judge, which is appointed by the Court of Appeal, right? So they said two members wrote that because INEC violated their own electoral act, the same electoral act that Yakubu violated, that is making the obedient and so many other people so angry with what happened in this 2023 charade. Abi, not following their own rules, changing the goalpost in the middle of the game. Two panel members of the tribunal in Kaduna, they agreed with PDP that the result of the election was manipulated. APC lost Kaduna. We all know that, and we know the abracadabra of the last minute anyway, right? They lost so woefully in Kaduna. And the tribunal agreed that the failure of INEC to upload the result on IREF as the law stipulated, their own electoral act stipulated, violated the Electoral Act, and therefore they should go for a rerun. That was their own position. So the defense that Ubasani put up, that they should throw out all this petition and nonsense. Those two members of the panel, they throw it back at him. Like, that nonsense, the defense, so she don't defend it. What kind of defense is this? Are you mad? You show one. Get off here. Then it was the turn of the lead judge. The one that is the only one. Why the two have already ruled? It was that one, that now ruled that despite all of that, he believes that PDP did not prove their evidence, did not prove any case, and Ubasani is the winner. So where did the confusion come from? The confusion came from the fact that when the first two panel members were reading their judgments, and they read to the point they said, we hereby struck out the defense of Ubasani, who is the defendant in this case, that he did not win the election. Breaking news. Ubasani has been thrown out. Then another one, when another one read his own, and he said, but in other way, they grant the prayers of a PDP that there should be a rerun in some polling units in Kaduna, which they believe that were manipulated. So you see these two prayers, rerun, thrown out, PDP just went to market. They didn't wait for the third guy. So the third guy now came and he started reading his own. And when he read his own, he now said, even though it's 2-1, but it doesn't matter. Ubasani has proved that he won. PDP didn't prove anything. Now, on top of this confusion, first, now the lawyer, they say this one are the lawyer who actually was there. Of course, it's APC. He's going to lie to you. I'm sorry. Let's keep the lie on record. And let's kind of hear the other side of the story. Now, I'm going to take you to Ubasani himself here.
What happened today is the tribunal, if you remember, when in July specifically, we have filed and prayed that the tribunal should dismiss the petition and consider it abandoned. And today, in the ruling of the tribunal, it agreed with our position, and it has said that the PDP and Isa Aishiru have really abandoned their petition as far back as 30th of May 2023. And it has dismissed the petition as being abandoned. But since by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the decision of the higher court, they are mandated after dismissing the petition to look at the petition and see whether there is merit in it. So on that, they found out that on the allegation of rigging of the election, that they talk about violence, ballot box stuffing, and corrupt practices. The court said they have no proof that there is no merit on that. But they said, of course, in its wisdom, majority of them, they said, based on the document from EC4TG that are submitted, there are 22 polling units to which election were cancelled and would they have 16,000 registered voters who have collected their PVC. So the INEC ought not to have made declaration without conducting election in those 22 polling units. So the tribunal say, assuming it has not dismissed the petition, it could have ordered for election in those 22 polling units. So that's what happened. So on the petition has been dismissed, but it has looked at the admission. They say that it has looked at the merit of the petition. They say the tribunal held that it ought to have ordered it had ordered election in 22 polling units before final declaration can be made. But the decision as at now is that the petition has been dismissed.
Not a leading judgment?
No, not leading judgment, just that the decision, because there was ruling and there is judgment. In the ruling, it has been dismissed. So it is, if the Court of Appeal found that the ruling is wrong, now the judgment will come into being.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Understand what he's saying? He's a lawyer. He's a lawyer to the Kaduna governor. That explanation, listen to me, he's a lawyer, B. That explanation he just made now, did it make any sense to you? He said they moved a motion at the tribunal on the 30th of May, telling the tribunal that PDP has abandoned their petition. Now, APC tells tribunal that PDP has abandoned petition, so that they wanted the tribunal to say, to dismiss it, since PDP has abandoned petition. PDP didn't say they abandoned petition, no. See this Kaduna lawyer, APC, Egbekegbe lawyer, that he explained for how many minutes there? 150 seconds, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So what he was telling you was that in May, the APC, they told the tribunal that PDP has abandoned their case. So tribunal dismissed it, Joe. So tribunal dismissed it since May. But they want to look at the merit of the case. Just to see, after they dismiss it, so the tribunal now felt like, so that they will not look like they are not fair. So that is why they now wanted to look at the merit of the case. So when they now look at the merit of the case, they now discover that, we shouldn't have dismissed the case in May. There's no way they dismiss any case. Tribunal did not dismiss any case in May. Sure you get. But APC said they dismissed it because they told them to. They say, okay, now when the tribunal now said, this case get merit, assuming that we didn't dismiss it in May now, we would have just asked them to do election in 22 polling units. So that, sorry. So is there any judgment now that said they have dismissed the case now? No, there's no need for judgment. They have already done that for us in May. What are you talking about? You don't understand. You are not a lawyer. You will not know what I am saying. That's when they want to confuse you. That is when these Olori Brukus want to make you look like, now you get problem. You don't get problem. It is a shithole country. It is a crime scene. Everybody is playing his parts. Lawyers, police, DSS, pastor, imam, alaji, babalawo, mamalawo, your elder, your junior, your everybody, they play their own role. Everyone is playing his own role in the shithole to make the disorganized concentration camp to still be existing. Can it make any sense to you? Did that make any sense to you? Oh, we didn't know that it will have merit. So is there any judgment then? No. There is no need for judgment. All these ones you are seeing is just you won't understand. You are not a lawyer. It's a law. You see, in section 37, he knows you won't go and read it. He knows you don't know what is section 30, section 3 verse section 3 chapter 3 verse 2. You don't know what it is. He knows you won't go and check. And he will be telling you, don't understand. It's a different thing in law. It's a different thing in law. You see, in law, right? During Abagedon versus Babangida in 1921, you see, in ethics section versus section kiniko. Now there you go and say the law. I don't get them. I understand. Don't worry yourself. Very useless people. Did that make any sense? They set up a tribunal to listen to electoral disputes. Present your evidence, fight over that, and then once you prove your case, the tribunal will rule. But APC is now explaining, wait for the governor. May I play that one for you? The governor explanation. That one go even like, that one go move you to another cloud. Listen to this.
Your Excellency, that this might be upturned at the upper court, seeing that there's an obvious inroad, an obvious technicality here, which is the talk about, well, the court could have ordered a supplementary election. So aren't you concerned that this might be something that might topple your case at the upper court?
No, I'm not worried about, because of course when you go to appeal, you have to also set aside the ruling by the tribunal, which I respect the judges, because I believe, like I said, we need to always respect our judiciary. You need to set aside. That's the most important thing. But their judgment is something that have already been proven by the Supreme Court previously. So I don't think it's something I should be worried about.
Right. But still looking at that margin, really, what do you think was responsible? Because some would say the APC had ruled or governed the state for 8 years. So it was expected that at least the APC will get some magnanimity from the people in terms of elections. But coming that close, just over 10,000 votes. So do you see that as a verdict on the kind of governance that APC has given the state for 8 years? What exactly?
I don't think that was the reason, because if you ask me, there were 2 elections. The first one, I think why the PDP believed they can even win the governorship election was simply because, remember, just before my election, I came to the Channels Television and I granted interview with you guys. And at that point, PDP were going around with propaganda that they are going to win a governorship election in Kaduna. But I made it clear to you that the people of Kaduna State are very clever people. They are people that are extremely very knowledgeable about the 2 candidates, myself and Honorable Isa Ashuru. And they know our track record. As a senator, they know what I did. So that was the reason why I defeated the PDP candidate. And again, when you remember the first election, that's the House of Reps and the Senate, probably because we lost some of the seats. And that is one, so we lost momentum at that time. But eventually, like I said before the election, that look, the people of Kaduna State will come out to vote for any candidate based on his track record. I'm sitting here as the governor because the people voted for me based on my track record. That is why. So, and in politics, whether you defeated a candidate with 5,000, 6,000, 100,000, 200,000, it doesn't matter. What is more important is winning an election, and we won the election.
So let's talk about governance. Yes, the coming days, weeks will be interesting at the courts, but there's still...
I mean, that is exactly what everyone now, anyone in his shoes will say. Abi, there's another part where it was like, it's like Tifnumbu. I don't listen to social media and all the comments on social media. Maybe PDP can continue to celebrate that they won on social media and all that. That part, yeah.
Be on the program.
Thank you for having me.
The election itself was a very close one. I mean, looking at the numbers, only about 10,000 votes separated you from Mr. Ashiru. So, we'll be on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you were at that NEC meeting when the court's proceedings were on. I wonder if you were able to concentrate, because it's natural. You may want to keep your mind on what's going on at the tribunal with, all of the important things also going on. So were you able to concentrate at NEC with the judgment going on at the tribunal?
Of course, 100%, because I have no doubt in my mind that the people of Kaduna State gave me popular mandate. And I also have no doubt in my mind that our lawyers who represented us at the tribunal made our case clear. There was never a time PDP proved anything that actually showed that the election was not free and fair. And that was the reason why I was very, very focused on the NEC meeting today, which we actually discussed a lot of things that affects the economy of the country and our own states. And I'm happy when, after the NEC meeting, when I had the news that the tribunal dismissed PDP's application against the election. Of course, I was not surprised, because throughout the tribunal sitting, our lawyers were briefing me about what was happening. And as someone who